reflections. Dawn, no, dusk, dawn reflections. There's a theme in the air, and air being spring element. The child. And in this realm, that is exemplified by, or pointed to by, the Aries season. So the child of the zodiac. It is pointed to in the still relatively early stage spring blossoms. It's pointed to with the robins galore, as I put it in my nature journal, and many diary entries, journal entries, what have you. Also the new moon in a few days, though all my videos are timeless, is in Gemini, tapping into the child within for that sort of energy as well. When I reference the child, I mean in all senses. The more heady sense, psychological sense, inner child work, that form of, I'll say that's its own form of shadow work, with ancestral traumas and such, generational traumas, reparenting, parts work, that sort of thing. Plenty of mastery of experience with that myself. Heavy emphasis on myself, the concept of self, the ego. In my case, that parts labeling is EJ, editorializing John. And then child self, or the child as in, so we are each our own, the way I perceive this is we each have our own soul, our own individual expression of consciousness. And that is and is connected to unity consciousness. So all that is life, love, energy. The child can be tapped into on the individual expression of consciousness level, the soul level. That is, as I view it, I will speak for myself. I perceive the child as a archetype, but as the base of all of us, of me, of I. That child energy, the full energy, the zero, the void, where there is, I believe that's a thing on an individual level, and also that is the core essence of life, energy, love, energy, especially through human consciousness expression. And so the child energy being not immaturity, if anything, I believe, I feel it is the most mature form of expression, in that it is pure love, pure consciousness. It is without influence, it is without conditioning, it is pure openness, curiosity, it is brightness like the star card in tarot. It is not necessarily rebirth, but birth. It is renewal. It is limitlessness of opportunity, abundance, all. The child energy and children, as is expressed in the 3D realm. It is the purest thing that is. It is all there really is, as the core energy that is. On a personal level and on a collective level and on a universal level, as in not just our planet, our solar system, our copy of the solar system, our galaxies, clusters, like just on all levels, this child energy, the child, is all there really is. It is presence in a way that can be conceptualized to some extent. The limitlessness makes it perceived to be abstract. Asymmetrical is a theme that's been coming through lately as well for me. For you too, I'm sure. And that can be uncomfortable. I find for me, though I'm at a point in my orbits where my chart is less relevant. It is a good reference for shadows that try to make themselves seen, but don't hold any power anymore. It is a nice reference right now in this state of a little bit of everything at once and nothing at all. Nothing and all, really. So to oversimplify my chart, I basically have half Capricorn, half Leo, and in very conflicting and complementary ways. And so Earth and Fire, and it plays out in my chart as, so Capricorn being the most mature and heady of the zodiac. It's at the end of the conventional year. So the opposing of the Aries right before the rebirth. And then Leo is very like playful, theatrical, it's there's a duality, dialectic. I don't want to make it one or the other, because I'm at a point where these things are sort of fusing together and around and swirling, twirling, spiraling with each other in a way that is natural. That is the child. The child refined, but not in the sense of like processed refined, in the sense of the child with direction, but without being tied to direction all the time, most of the time now. There's structure where there needs to be. Though I do admit, with the I'm doing some focused work for a little less than the next month at this point. And in that, EJ, the ego part, is really calling forth trying to sneak in overly structuring things and being overly practical, rational, logical. And that doesn't work for me anymore. I keep up with the things I need to keep up with, and the rest just can flow freely, and I am safe in that. And we are all safe in that. We all just need to allow ourselves to embody the child spirit that is our core essence, presence. The child is without fear. I say, a lot of people think that hate is the opposite of love, but the thing is, hate has energy to it, passion to it. It's a loving spirit that's been hurt. I say fear is the opposite of love. Fear takes us all when we find ourselves lost in the darkness that is unconscious behavior, whether it be avoidance or something more active. Awareness is key. Not hyper-awareness, not being on edge. Awareness to the senses. Awareness of how our internal guidance is feeling in each moment. Because the only thing that is consistent is change. Change is the only constant. Constant progression, no going back. We can revisit for reflection, but staying there doesn't help for too long. The way I am embodying the child today is, or started this morning, and started this reflection. This is all just automatic speak. A bit channeling, a bit me. The twirling is, I've leaned towards certain outfits. By outfits, I mean like certain clothing items that I put together and rewear that same combo. Even though it doesn't go with or fit the pattern of what I've been wearing. I mixed my brown leggings and this top. Usually I wear this top with like the more gingery colored leggings, and also have on like pink glittery lip gloss. It's worn down a bit now, but I've been eyeing it on my little display thing with my lipsticks and stuff for a while, and just had the mindset like, oh well, I need to wear it with a certain outfit. And it's like, no, taking on much like children who are nurtured in elementary schools. I recall, and even just having moments like this myself as a physical child in development, mixing, like the little kids like makeup palettes and stuff, and that little like rectangle like watercolor paint palette of lip glosses and stuff, those little sponge applicators, just mixing all sorts of colors and things for makeup, or wearing clothes that are mismatched, don't fit what the present conventional norms are, Um, that's important. I love that. And so I did that today. I just mixed that. Said, like, what I say to EJ is fuck it. It's a more adult expression, but adult expression. But really, the core of it is I love me. I love all, and therefore there is no limitations on anything. And perception is everything. Just about everything we think of, not feel, but think of, is conditioned and unserving past the point of it serves to bring awareness to suffering so that we can, pain is inevitable, suffering is a choice. I always say that. It brings awareness to our suffering so we can uncondition that, and past that point is no longer serving. So I'm here to embody not just authenticity, as I've labeled it for years, but that purest essence, the limitlessness, no gender labeling, no setting guidelines or rules for myself or for others on like appearances or behaviors, in the sense of just a lot of like gender norm stuff comes up. All of the isms, the ableisms, the phobias, transphobia, homophobia, anything that is fear-based of perception of what are others going to think of me, that whole primal human instinct of, you need to fit in the tribe or you're kicked out and you die sort of thing, doesn't serve. And so at the end of the day, we're all just animals. It's not just humans and animals. We're just another species of animal. And so the fact that we wear clothes and express ourselves in this way at all, the fact that so many animals build their own like little home shelters, nests, as I call my apartment, the nest. Just because ours have like the art of architecture and these intellectualized ideas, certain area of intellect. We're no different. Food, shelter, water, we have those needs too. We have sensory perceptions, we have these primal responses. It's all the same. So, welcome to the child energy, if you're new here. And if you've been along for the ride and just resonate, hello. Pleasure to meet you. We've known each other a long time. The whole time. As Dropout says, I've been here the whole time. Alright, I'm gonna have breakfast and keep observing the bird babes. I feel called to say something different. All I'm called to say is